47.
45.5.
46.
45.5.
46. You can be
You can do 46.
500 wrong.
You're not going to get this cash anywhere. Anywhere. Understand?
Yeah, well, we have 4x400 at 70.
Okay.
5-minute jog, or like 2-minute jog in between each rep, but 5-minute jog, and then 4x800 and 242.
Okay.
With 400 jog, then 5-minute jog, 4x200 and 30.
4x200 at 30 flat.
Yeah.
Last track session before the race. Hamstrings are tight,
Yeah.
but had like a little bit. You usually do 13 miles yesterday. We only had 4, and I'm definitely feeling a little bit like more rested. But been dealing with some plantar fasciitis. I've been just rolling the shit out of my heel, but it feels better today. Probably because I didn't do the 13 yesterday. It's like we came around that bend on that third one, and you guys like started going faster, and I was just like, I can't keep up with this.
Last one done. Next up, 5th Ave.
2020, I was living on 30th in between 1st and 2nd Ave, and was living there alone in a studio. Then Sean moved to New York and actually moved into the studio with me. So if the studio was a box, my bed was here. Sean's bed was here. Yeah, he had a mattress on the floor. So my bed, his mattress, and he would sleep facing this way and I would sleep facing this way. So quite literally I could lift my head up and look down and see him looking back at me. So then we had to start looking for 2-bedroom space at the time, and ended up landing on this space, which is not even a real 2-bedroom. It's a flex 1 into 2, but it was all we could really afford. So we decided on this apartment and moved in, both at the time working different jobs. For the first year-ish, we were just both working a ton, and Minted didn't even exist. Or maybe Minted had become a little bit more than an idea, and we started to tinker with some stuff. At this time, it was really just me. Sean was really busy with work.
Hoodie's in production, so it'll
If we get to the point where Minted starts in here, and this was everything. So this was where we stored product. This is where we packed orders. This is where we did customer service. All out of here. like apartment's kind of in the process of being packed up to move, but there was a shelf here, would store stuff there. Right there in front of like where the in-unit washer and dryer is, we would also stack stuff. But in the beginning, it was just jewelry, right? So that stuff didn't really take up much room. When I first started the brand, every order would get a hand. When we moved on to hoodies for the first time, I remember coming in here. I don't know if this is gonna make sense to anyone, but plastic like garage shelving where you have the base, you put the little poles in, you get another base. So I had plastic shelving there. I had plastic shelving here that I would use to store the hoodies. And then I would pack the boxes on my bed. And then I put the finished boxes here, stack them up. And then I had trash bags, or eventually got USPS bags, put the boxes in, go down to City Bike, get a City Bike, bike over to, 52nd and in between 7th and 8th, I think was the USPS. And that's how it was for a really, really long time. What ended up happening was that shelf became not enough. So I got another shelf that I put there in that corner. So there was shelf, 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 garment rack from like end of the shelf to the beginning of the other shelf. So like garment rack, samples hung on the garment rack, shelving storage, and then this little corner was used as just stack finish order boxes. And yeah, so then it just started to expand, had to get a storage unit because it just wasn't feasible in here anymore. Moved some stuff out for the storage unit, but a lot of the work was, the work to this day is still done here, but a lot of the physical sample checking and storage was still done here. So eventually it was like floor to ceiling, samples and minted stuff. The space might look kind of spacious now, depending on how you're shooting this, I guess, but it was like I was boxed in. First thing that I would see when I opened my eyes in my bed would be what we were working on, mood board stuff. And I think that while it's good for a bit of time, being so engrossed in your work like that all the time and having no space where you can get away from it can wear on your mental.
We were already incredibly close to begin with, but it's like a whole nother level in New York City when you live where space is limited and you live on top of each other. And then also trying to grow the business together, and while also like respecting each other's boundaries and like space. It can be tough, but at the end of the day, like there are way more pros than cons. I think the hardest part, as he said, was just being able to get away from each other at sometimes. Like everybody always assumes it's always like good, but that's not true. Like business is hard, life is hard, like having a brotherly relationship is hard. So managing all of those things while always being together 24/7 pretty much can be difficult. So, as you can see from the space, like we're obviously appreciative that we can live in New York City. But yeah, like this was pretty much my bedroom, like my mattress, my desk. It's bittersweet moving out because so much has happened in this apartment. Even though I'm happy that we're finally moving out, it's one of those things we'll look back on and laugh about, and like some of the best moments and most stressful moments happened in this space. I don't know, maybe 5 years from now, we'll probably be like, I don't know how we did it, but that's just part of doing business in New York City. You gotta just use as many resources with as little amount of space and as possible. We're smelting down a bunch of unused jewelry that we have either like returns or stuff that wasn't rhodium plated because it's susceptible to tarnishing more than rhodium plating. Got 3 boxes of it. But like as you can see, like some of the stuff, since it doesn't have the rhodium plating which helps anti-tarnish, it's really shiny, but then that can happen. Like 160 pounds total.
925 sterling. It's just chain. Yeah, mainly chains. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, it'll be at a loss.
You said 40,
45,000. I can give you cash now.
47?
45.5.
46.
45.5. I think that's much better.
46. You can be.
You can do 46.
500 more.
Okay. One of you guys come?
925, we're coming 57.29.
No, that's 925. When we melt it, we're gonna get a different number. So that's what I'm telling you right now. When we get melt, we're gonna get a different number. That's why I'm not gonna do this. Anywhere you go, nobody's gonna give you this price. I'm just doing you a favor, honestly. There's 2,000-3,000 that I have to split with those guys, and that's it. That's why I'm giving you the service. You're not gonna get this cash anywhere. Understand? So if you guys don't wanna do it, you guys take it back, and nobody's gonna do this for you. I'm giving you 46,000. You guys haggle me for 1,000, no problem.